Let's make a crepe paper tulip for beginners. I think you'll like it a lot. Let's go over the materials that you'll need. First, I'm using some center balls, tacky glue. I have crepe tape, scissors, wire, I think it's 16 gauge, some aquarium tubing that the wire will fit in, and a cool shot hot glue gun. So first, let's put a squirt of the hot glue into the center. I'm using spunny centers. They are made out of spun cotton and not foam. We're going to be making 6 petals and 1 leaf, and you'll see the measurements right there for you. We're using Gloria or Doublette paper made by Floral, which is from Germany. And that paper has 2 different colors, one on each side. You can dye your own paper like the pink flower or use it as is. I'm going to make a yellow-orange tulip. And so the first thing that I'm doing is I'm sort of paper dolling, folding back and forth some of the Doublette paper. And then I'm cutting it out on the template that I've got there. The template's a really easy shape. And I made 6 folds of the paper, which means I get 6 petals. I'm also cutting up some extra paper. I don't really have a measurement for this, but what this paper does is bulk up the center. I think the the cotton ball centers are almost big enough to make the size tulip that I want, but they're not quite big enough. Also, I want to cover them so that there isn't any white showing. So what I'm doing here is I've just got a rectangle of 2-ply Doublette, and I'm just getting it wet with glue, and I'm covering over that ball so that it doesn't look white anymore. And I have increased the diameter of it a little bit. Okay, let's cut our leaf. So I could cut around the form, but instead I'm going to freehand cut this leaf because, that's just a bit more fun. All right, so I think my freehand cut leaf looks just fine. All you have to do to freehand cut the leaf is fold the paper in half and then cut to half of that leaf shape. What I'm doing now is I'm shaping a leaf with my thumbnail. And what that does is it just puts some ridges into the leaf. I am shaping the leaf right now because later on I just want to pop it right on when I'm finished. I don't want to have to stop and shape the leaf. We're going to work right now on the first set of petals. So tulips have 6 petals, and we're going to shape 2 sets of 3 identically. So for this first set of 3 petals, what we want to do is shape the tops of the petals so that they curve inward. And we can roll the petal onto a wire and squish a little bit, and that'll make it hold the shape. We can also sort of flick the petal against the wire, and that'll round it as well. What we're doing now is we're making what I call tiny twists. So if you grip the base of the tulip petal with your thumb and forefinger of one hand, and then you use the other hand to twist the bottom around your thumbnail, you'll find that you can make a very tiny twist just like this. And those tiny twists get a dab of glue. And you're also going to put some glue sort of at the top of where the ball is. You're also going to be stretching the base of that petal a little bit so that it covers the ball. All right, now you're going to push that tiny twist right up against the bottom of the ball around the wire. And you're going to arrange these petals sort of in a triangle. The little tiny twists are going to become a triangle at the bottom of the ball. And you're going to smush them together lightly so that the petals stick. And you're probably going to have to adjust the petal a bit and hold those together for a while, that first set. Now we're working on the second set of petals. And for those, again, you're going to want the tops of the petals to curve inward, or rather the sides of the petals to curve inward. This is where we are curling them on the wire. And so you're going to make those sides of the petals twist in all the way down to the bottom. Again, you're going to be making the tiny twists after you're done shaping. And you're also going to cup the base of the petal more than you did on the first set. As you can see, I'm putting the glue on this second set in a different pattern. You're going to put the petals on to cover the spots where the petals are meeting on the first row. So you're putting them sort of in between where you put them last time. And as you see, those petals look crazy. But what you're going to do is you're going to hold them together gently, and then you're going to wrap them. And you'll find that they make a beautiful tulip shape. I've wrapped mine lightly with a very thin wire. Now I'm putting on the aquarium tubing. I first squirt in some tacky glue. Then I'm going to squirt in some hot glue. I'm going to feed in the wire, and I'm sorry I cut off the screen there. You feed the wire into the aquarium tube, and I had a bit of a long stem, so I cut it a bit, and then you're going to use floral tape, and floral tape is actually crepe paper that's covered with wax. And the heat of your fingers heats up the wax, and you'll find that you stretch and pull to cover the aquarium tube, and you just work your way down a bit, and you make your stem as long as you like. Then you're going to add just a bit of glue to the leaf, and you're going to wrap it around the wire. And you're going to cover where the leaf joins the stem with another layer of floral tape. So there you go. You're going to stretch and turn, keep things warm with your fingers. And oh my goodness, you are basically done. So look at how that leaf shape is so fun. But this tulip looks a bit stilted. You're playing with the leaf. But you need to do one more thing, and that is to kink your stem so that it looks alive. Hey, subscribe. I'm Craft Along with Kate. I've got a lot of free craft tutorials with paper flowers and felt. Enjoy.